Hello, hello out there. Hello, YouTubers. How you doing? Welcome back to my channel, Accounting for Real. So glad you can join me. So today I have, right now I have, this is sour cream. I have sour cream with sour cream with some cottage cheese. Mm-hmm. Well, all good. Um, I have my yogurt smoothie. So I put it in my yogurt smoothie. I put it in my little. I like to use these kind of glasses. Cheers. And today I want to talk about So this is gonna be my first. This is my first session. I would say I'm gonna be doing some interviews. I wanna do some interviews with you know some people, neighbors, different people, relatives, friends. I'm gonna be doing interviews on my channel. So this interview right here, this is not an interview, but this is just gonna be. I want to talk about dreams. What do our dreams mean to us? So I have a book right here, and it's called The Complete Dream Book. So in other words, what do our dreams mean to us? What do our dreams mean to us? So it's based on a database of over 28,000 real dreams. So in other words, if you are unprepared for an exam, it says it's a familiar theme for many people. You go into an examination room for a test, such as a high school or college final. Upon opening the test materials, you realize that through some crazy mix-up, you registered for the class, but completely forgot to attend any of the lectures. It's too late to do anything about it, and explaining what happened is out of the question. Who would believe this kind of oversight? Strangely enough, people who dream of being unprepared for an exam are actually the folks least likely to go into any arena unprepared to excel. And it says, for that reason, I sometimes refer to this as the overachiever's nightmare. It is common for both men and women, usually between the ages of 25 and 55. People who have carved out high profile careers and those who have high standards of excellence uh, in what they do are those most likely to have this dream sporadically throughout adulthood. This theme often arises when an individual moves forward into a higher level of performance or takes on responsibilities that increase what he expects of himself. So, in other words, this is a dream. In other words, somebody unprepared for the exam, and then you dream and you're having a nightmare. So, I'm trying to see what. So, in other words, I guess they're telling you that if you know, in other words, you signed up for a class, but then you forgot to even study. I think that's what it's saying here. Upon opening the test material, you realize that through some crazy mix-up, you registered for the class but completely forgot to attend any lectures. So in other words, you registered for the class but you didn't attend any lectures. So that's one. So the dreams you can't forget. The dreams in this chapter include things that are reported to me most often and answer questions that many have asked. Although there are individual variations of these themes, I have included and commented on the general interpretations that are most often meaningful. So, in other words, they say this chapter one, I'm trying to see, it says, not enough credits to graduate, so you are called back to high school or college because it's been discovered you missed a particular course and have to make it up immediately. So I guess if you, I guess they I guess they are highlighting these particular incidents that can make you dream. In other words, you sign up for a course, and then you sign up for a course, and then you didn't attend any lectures, and then also you don't have enough credits to graduate. So these are probably the things that you think about. You can't get your locker open. So then another one, discovering unused rooms, and another one, feast and famine. Then if you dream that your teeth are falling out, it says you notice a funny sensation in your mouth and run your tongue over your teeth. To your dismay, one of your teeth is so loose that it wobbles and comes out. Horrified, you spit it out and egg has when other teeth start falling out too. This is just when you're dreaming. By the time you finish spitting out teeth, an entire section of your mouth is toothless and bleeding. You can't believe this is happening to you and can't think what to do about it. This scene dramatizes the cost of making a compromise. You may be finishing a college degree you're disillusioned with, returning to a relationship that you're ambivalent about, or sticking with a company you've grown to dislike. So in other words, they saying if you dream that your teeth are falling out, then you might be uh, thinking about you might be thinking about dramatizing the cost of making a compromise, and you may be finishing a college degree you're disillusioned with, so you might not be happy with a degree. In other words, you signed up for a particular degree, uh, you might be disillusioned about it. In other words, teeth, they tell you that if you dream about your teeth falling out, then that is, uh, these are some of the things that you could be worried about. People who have this dream are making reasonable choices in situations where their options are limited or even forced. People report this dream most often between the ages of 15 and 35. So in other words, if you dream that your teeth are falling out, they say most people usually report this type of dream between the ages of 15 and 35, and it appears just as common to men as to women. These may be the years where we feel most acutely the pressure to compromise for various reasons, but have not yet established sufficient experience or power to permit us greater freedom. And then also the gore of the dream imagery often reflects the severity of the price being paid to keep the peace or stay the course. A person staying in a stressful job may have dreams of teeth crumbling or loosening. So a person staying in um, the person staying in a stressful job may have dreams of teeth crumbling or loosening. See this? The woman staying in an abusive marriage will be more prone to tooth loss imagery that includes gaping wounds and severe bleeding. Lesser versions of this dream tend to occur immediately after a begrudging decision is made to tolerate something for the time being. So that's just saying if you dream that your teeth falling out, that may mean that you're staying in a job that you're not really happy with. You're in an abusive relationship. Uh, and then here goes another one. If you dream that you're falling, you are making your way along a path, sidewalk, or stairs. In a slight rush, you put your foot down wrong, and it slips out from underneath you. Before you know it, you are tumbling through the air with a powerful sensation of falling. Don't know how true these things are in the book. hmm But just I ordered a book. Says just the name of the book. In other words, the complete dream book. So I ordered this book off Amazon. So in other words, you dream that you're falling, and here was another one, taking charge when disaster strikes. So in other words, you want to take charge when disaster strikes. In a typical version of this theme, you are with a group of people in a building or community when disaster strikes. The person normally in charge is killed or washed away, and though it's the last thing you want to do, you must take charge and try to save not only yourself, but others as well. Several things then snowball out of control to make the process harder and more dramatic. You deal with flood, fire, electronic blackouts, or storms. In some instances, you have information that others don't want to heed, and only you understand the gravity of the situation. In other versions, you are simply the only one who can logistically reach those who need help and get the momentum moving towards safety. So, in other words, you dream that you're falling, you are making your way through a path, sidewalk, or stairs. In a slight rush, you put your foot down wrong and it slips out from underneath you. Before you know it, you are tumbling through the air with a powerful sensation of falling. Dreams of falling usually reflect a feeling of loss of control. So if you dream that you're falling, the book is saying that this usually reflects a feeling of loss of control. The catalyst can be something as terrifying as losing your job or as minor as a day with overbooked appointments. So in other words, you might have overbooked appointments, you may be worried. So they're saying if you dream about falling, when things are most stressful and challenging, we simply don't have time to stop and notice we're getting frazzled. In some cases, a day of physical demands that are unusual for you, such as hiking or downhill skiing, will provide dreams of falling. In other words, in some cases, a day of physical demands can make you have dreams that you're falling. In other words, they say, yeah, when things are most stressful and challenging, we simply don't have time to stop and notice we're getting frazzled. In some cases, a day of physical demands that are unusual for you, such as hiking or downhill skiing, will provide dreams of falling. People who juggle 10 things at once by day may be used to working amidst chaos, yet at night they dream of losing their footing or having everything go out from underneath them. You may be involved in a situation that carries inherent pressures or hazards. To some extent, we can acclimate to almost anything, but abrupt shifts and challenges or sudden setbacks take a toll on the ability to maintain multiple outcomes. Okay, let's see what else they have. Let's say you can't find the toilet. In other words, you have to go to the bathroom. Let's say you can't find the toilet. I guess that's in your dream. So these are the topics that I'm reading as topics that they're saying that if you dream about these particular things, then this is what the outcome may be. I said you can't find the toilet. You need to use a restroom and go off in search of one. You are likely You are likely in a public place where there should be a lavatory readily available, but somehow you can't find one. After an absurd series of delays, you locate the restroom and rush in. Unfortunately, there is an unpleasant problem here as well. There are too many people and no stalls available for you. When you finally do reach a commode, it doesn't work properly or is backed up and closed. Why is this so hard? You think in frustration, and what are you going to do now? In other words, you dreaming that you're somewhere and you can't find the bathroom. So they're saying that these type of dreams sometimes occur when we truly do need to use the restroom and apparently embark on a search for satisfaction while we sleep. But the specific trails we offer during these quests represent frustrations in waking life that inhibit the ability to care for ourselves in some personal way. For example, those who place the needs of others ahead of their own often dream of a long line of people in front of them that prevents them from getting into the restroom. So this book look at something else. It says, let's try another one. And giving birth. You have just had a baby. Other people will rally around for the occasion, and you make plans to adjust your life to care for the child. When the birth in the dream does not pertain to a real pregnancy, the meaning is most often related to a change in the dreamer's life. Birth is symbolic of new beginnings, such as opening a new chapter in life or launching a creative endeavor. Changes like college graduation, launching a new career, starting or ending a relationship, and moving are associated with birth themes. In other words, if you dreamt that you are giving birth, so they saying that they said when the birth in a dream does not pertain to a real pregnancy. In other words, if you uh not really pregnant, but you're dreaming about being pregnant or giving birth. They just saying that birth is symbolic of new beginnings. In other words, you might be trying to start a new beginning. Birth is symbolic of new beginnings, such as opening a new chapter in life or launching a creative endeavor. Changes like college graduation. So you may be making some changes in your life. So you're dreaming about giving birth, even though you're not really pregnant. Uh, let's try something else. This is a whole book right here. Here's one right here. You dreaming about a runaway vehicle, a runaway car or something. There's a runaway object, usually your car or anything on wheels. It belongs to you, and although it doesn't seem to be your fault, the thing is rolling downhill at breakneck speed. In other words, you're dreaming about this car and it's rolling down the hill, but it's not your car. You're just dreaming about a runaway vehicle. hmm That's so good. I keep these. I have to give you some more because I drink them like every day. So try them. They're real good. hmm They have a lot of health benefits. The in other words, the nutrition facts. There's 120 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 5 milligrams of cholesterol, just 5 milligrams of cholesterol, dietary fiber, 7%, 16 grams of sugar, 10% protein. It also has vitamin D, 10%, calcium, 15%, iron, no iron, but potassium, 6%, um, vitamin A, 15%, and yogurt smoothies. So I always try to keep these. So I drink them like every day, and they don't last long. They don't last long with me. Mm-mm. They don't last long, but okay. Let's get back to this runaway vehicle. If you're dreaming about a runaway vehicle, there is a runaway object, usually your car. Uh, you can't get it to stop by any normal means. The brakes, reins, or other controls aren't functioning. All you can do is try to dash after it or steer it manually so that no one gets hurt. The runaway object represents a part of your life that feels out of control. In other words, you think about a runaway car, it could symbolize a part of your life that's out of control. So what I'll do, uh, this book right here would be good to use when I'm doing like an interview. So I'll be, uh, doing some interviews on my channel too as well. And I gotta, pick out some topics that I want to use. It'll be some good topics. I don't want to do no, I want to do some nice topics. Relationship topics, you know, college, somebody that's going to college, and how do you feel about college, and it'll be different things, but I have to come up with my strategy, my plan. So in other words, you dream about a runaway car, a runaway vehicle. These dreams often relate to professional concerns about suddenly going downhill or losing ground. So in other words, you're dreaming about a runaway car. It could be you think your life is going down the drain. Hopefully, it's not. Um, but this thing can also reflect a personality trait or habit that is getting the best of you. So in other words, you might have a habit that's getting the best of you, a trait or a habit. It's likely that you are well aware of a situation that is on a downhill slide, but you haven't felt alarmed about it. The dream serves to heighten awareness of the situation and suggests it is time to consider making some changes. In other words, you keep dreaming about a car, a runaway vehicle, and maybe that you need to make some changes in your life. May need to make some changes in your life. Don't know. Sometimes you read things and you're thinking, oh, you know what, that doesn't seem like me, but, I mean, you never know, but it's worth a shot to just, try to just read and see what's, see if there's any relationships, see if there's any truth to anything, see if there's any truth to any of these items. But then there was another one says, struggling uphill. If you keep dreaming about if you dream about you struggling uphill, you're trying to get up the hill. I said you are climbing or driving up a steep incline. The progress is slow, and the amount of energy it takes seems more than you or your engine can handle. You may feel dizzy because the incline is so dramatic it's disorienting. You aren't sure if you have the strength or fuel to make it to the top, but if you stop now, you would only roll backwards or fall. You really have to keep going, but the terrain is uneven. It's hard to get traction or good footing, and you can't think why you chose to come this way. The uphill struggle represents a challenge you're dealing with right now that feels like it's almost too much. If you make it, the rewards will be great, but you had not expected it to be so difficult. The medical resident who never gets to sleep, the programmer who must create software in a week, or anyone who has taken on an enormous challenge may have this dream. So in other words, if you're dreaming about struggling, or you trying to get uphill, you want to try to go up the hill or something, it may be because it's in a medical resident who never gets to sleep. You might be a college student that never gets enough rest. That's what they say. A medical resident who never gets to sleep. The programmer who must create software in a week, or anyone who has taken on an enormous challenge may have this dream. So if you're taking on some enormous challenges in your life, you may have a dream of struggling to get uphill. I mean, that's what the book is saying. So I ordered this book because I actually wanted to try to see if I could. I wanted the actual dream book that I wanted. I wanted the numbers. So in other words, when you dream something, you want to see what numbers that you might want to, you want to play the lottery. So this book right here wasn't what I wanted, but it turned out to be what I wanted. Because I think it's good to know, in other words, because sometimes I have dreams too. Sometimes when you dream, you actually do want to know what some of the dreams mean. You know, you want to know what does it mean? What did that dream mean? If you dream you falling off a bed, you dream you running in the alley, somebody chasing you, or okay, now here go another dream right here. Somebody dreamt that their phone won't work. It said you're in a predicament that requires you to make a pressing phone call. You may be in danger trying to dial 911 or faced with a dilemma and need to contact someone immediately for help. Maddeningly, madden, maddeningly, the phone won't function. In other words, you're dreaming that your phone won't work. The buttons don't work. You dial the number, but get the wrong person or find the receptionist is too preoccupied to put you through. You try to explain that the situation is desperate, but no one seems willing to help. Uh, you try a variety of adjustments to make the call, but find it completely impossible. The tension increases toward the end of the dream, and the frustration and anxiety cause you to wake up. Phones and dreams represent our ability to communicate. In other words, we dream about phones in our dreams. It represents the ability to communicate. We usually dream about phone trouble when something we've avoided in real life is coming to a head. So, in other words, we avoid something. They say that we avoid something in real life that's about to come to pass, come to a head. So we're dreaming about a phone. We're dreaming that our phone won't work. That's a dream. And it says if you know who you're trying to get through to in the dream, there may be something quite real you need to tell that person. And the dream difficulties reflect the reasons or conditions that prevent you from making your point in real life. When the dream shows you being put on hold or ignored by an unsympathetic operator, it is more likely that you have been ignoring an inner voice that has been trying to convey the need for rest, outside help, or attention to some problem. Don't think of this dream as an awful signal that something is wrong with you. Instead, consider it a sign that it's time to pay close attention to something that a part of you already knows. In other words, if you're dreaming that your phone don't work, they tell you don't be upset. It says don't think of this dream as an awful sign that something is wrong. It says instead consider it as a sign that it's time to pay close attention to something, close attention to something that a part of you already knows. In other words, it's time for you to pay close attention to a part of you that something that you may already know about. In other words, your self-conscious mind may already know, things that's happening in your life. So they saying that you keep dreaming that your phone not working, or your phone not working in your dream, you try to make a phone call. So in other words, your subconscious mind is telling you, uh, in other words, you know what problems are, you know the problems that you have in your life. So it's about time to make changes. So now here goes a good one right here. Look, uh, this one right here, being chased. So if you dream that you're being chased, you are being chased You are being chased or are attempting to outrun pursuers who mean you harm. It may be a wild animal, a gang of criminals, or a single dark figure with deadly intentions. But regardless of who or what is after you, it is clear that this is a matter of life and death. So I never dreamt that nobody was chasing me. I know I dreamt that I had to go to the bathroom, but then I just actually get up and go to the bathroom. Really? So and I never actually dreamt that someone was chasing me. I never dreamt nothing like that. But I did dream that I had dreams before of sometimes you dream you have to go to the bathroom, but then you actually do have to go to the bathroom. So, a lot of times I dream that I had to go to the bathroom. Well, I'm dreaming. In my dream, I'm like, I can go to the bathroom. So I just get up and go. But, so, uh, so this one is, so, so being chased. So you are being chased, or are attempting to outrun pursuers who mean you harm. It says the monsters and villains who give chase in these dreams often represent tensions or issues rather than actual people in our lives. This is more likely to be the case if you have had chase dreams of various kinds for years, and there's a typical monster or evil force that tends to star in them. Enduring chase dreams are often connected to initial words learned in early life. such as the fear of instability, the strain of financial struggle, or the wish to avoid conflict. In other words, if you keep dreaming about somebody chasing you, uh, they're saying that this type of enduring chase dream is often connected to initial worries learned early in life, such as fear of instability, strain, financial struggles, or you trying to avoid conflict sometime, in your life. Later in life, adult pressures can trigger the familiar anxiety of earlier times, even though realistically these concerns are no longer a threat. Chase dreams by igniting fears brought forward from childhood help explain why certain current events trigger disproportionate levels of anxiety. Though these dreams are unpleasant, they can be a good barometer of your own stress and let you know whether the compromise or resolution you made is really working for you. So, in other words, you dream that somebody chasing you, then that means it's telling you about fears brought forward from childhood. See, by igniting fears brought forward from childhood, help explain why certain current events trigger disproportionate levels of anxiety. Though these dreams are unpleasant, they can be a good barometer of your own stress and let you know whether the compromise or resolution you made is really working for you. So, in other words, you dream about somebody chasing you. That means you may be stressed. You may have stresses that's in your life that you're dealing with. And that ain't no different. We all have stresses in our life that we deal with from time to time. See, stress is your own stress and lets you know whether the compromise or resolution you've made is really working for you. So, in other words, you're thinking about the solutions to that stress. You keep dreaming about somebody chasing you, so that means it may be on your mind. In other words, you may be thinking, how am I going to solve the stresses in my life? That's why I keep on dreaming about somebody chasing me. So let's see what else we have. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Here go one. Smoking. I guess if you dream that you're smoking, although you do not smoke in real life, you are lighting up in the dream. In other words, you dream. I never had a dream that I was smoking because I don't smoke, but I still never had a dream. But right here it said, although you do not smoke in real life, you are lighting up in the dream. So in other words, you light up in the dream and lighting a cigarette up, you don't even smoke. You may enjoy the smoke a great deal and wonder how you are going to explain to friends that you have decided to start smoking. Really? Maybe you can do it secretly. Smoking in dreams almost always represents addictive patterns of some kind. In other words, you don't smoke, but uh, you keep dreaming that you are smoking. In other words, it's saying that it almost represents addictive patterns of some kind. That means you may be addicted to something else, but not smoking. Consider what part of your life might be a stage or an addictive pattern. This does not necessarily mean you must seek professional help for your shopping compulsion or buying lottery tickets. But knowing that your psyche has sent this warning image should be a strong inducement to take a look at the hold something has over you. It may be time to take a step back from a certain habit or situation, or at least look at things with harsh honesty. So in other words, you dream that you're smoking. So in other words, it's saying the book is saying that you might be addicted to something else in your life. Because it says consider what part of your life might be the stage for an addictive pattern. So and you just have to examine. So these dreams are good to examine. So let's see what else we have. The end of the world. It is the day the world will end. There is mass hysteria and people are fleeing the scenes of disasters to try to escape the inevitable. In other words, you're dreaming that the world is coming to an end. They said this dream shows the effects of a change in the foundation of your life. Often this comes with the death of a parent or spouse because these relationships provide a certain platform of familiar experiences and expectations upon which we build our lives. Whatever has changed in your life seems to have rocked your sense of things on a psychologically global level. However, your life has been up until now. It is now changed, and it will always be different. If you have suffered a tragedy, then this makes a certain amount of sense. So you dream that it's the end of the world. I never dreamt that it was the end of the world. I never had. Thank God, because I would be scared out of my wits if I'm there laying and sleep. And then next thing you know, I'm dreaming about the end of the world. I say, oh goodness gracious. And here's another one right here: endless chewing gum. You have a mouthful of chewing gum that won't go away. In other words, you're dreaming that you have a mouthful of chewing gum that won't go away. This dream is a picture of frustration and overload. So, frustration and overload. The gum represents an experience that you can't quite accept, but can't get rid of either. Objects taken in through the mouth represent things we are trying to assimilate. Indigestible items symbolize experiences that we are unable to process or take in comfortably, which have little benefit for us. This gum represents an activity that absorbs your energy, but from which you derive little except frustration. In other words, if you're dreaming that you're chewing gum and it won't stop. It's an endless chewing gum. So in other words, it said this gum represents an activity that absorbs your energy. So maybe you're doing something that is really absorbing your energy from day to day. And that's why you keep dreaming about, chewing this gum. And imagine that you're dreaming about chewing gum and never stops. And you just keep chewing and chewing and chewing. So, and it's trying to say that this gum represents an activity that absorbs your energy. So maybe you're doing something in your life that's taking all of your energy. So then when you go to lay down, you keep dreaming about chewing this gum and chewing this gum. It just, it won't stop. So let me see what else we have in the book. Uh, so that says recurring elements in your dreams. If you remember dreams regularly, you have probably noticed that sometimes a particular image will crop up in your dreams repeatedly. In other words, you keep dreaming about the same thing over and over. It says that the more unusual the image, the more likely it will register with you as a recurring element. You may notice a special image such as a tornado, a tidal wave, or a hidden room in your dreams and sense in a flash that it is significant. Other recurring dreams not only contain a familiar symbol, the entire story of the dream repeats in either identical or highly similar forms. These dreams are almost like reruns of a movie. Okay, so if you have recurring dreams, you would spend the early minutes of your day noticing you had that dream again and wondering what it means. Many of us worry about our recurring dreams, imagining they are signals of early childhood trauma or a mental problem that is now rising to the surface. While it is true While it is true that abuse, bereavement, and traumatic experiences contribute to recurring dreams, these are only a few of the many reasons why they can happen. So, in other words, you're having recurring dreams. Most people are relieved to learn recurring dreams are quite common. In fact, almost everyone has experienced a recurring dream or image at some point in life. I I don't know if I have any recurring dreams. I know I have, most of the time I don't dream a whole lot, but sometimes I do. But I don't have too many of the same recurring dreams. He said the typical causes of recurring dreams are usually less dramatic than those depicted by the movie of the week. Recurring dreams usually explore the questions and pressure we face and the way our responses impact the situation. Um, some recurring dreams take place during particular passages in our lives. The pressures faced by a teenager and the feelings he might have about them are very different from the experiences of a mother whose child is going off to college. Both people might have recurring dreams for a while, but the stories and experience of their dreams will be completely different. The teenager focused on finding his place among friends will dream of peers, school, and of the girls he is attracted to. The mother might dream of losing things or of deaths and endings because she is faced with the question of how to let go and what her true feelings are about this life passage. So in other words, you have recurring dreams. Recurring dreams usually explore the question and pressure we face and the way our responses impact the situation. In other words, the pressures of life uh, that could cause us to have those recurring dreams. Most people are relieved to learn recurring dreams are quite common. I never really had a lot of recurring dreams. But I know sometimes if you look at those scary pictures, sometimes that can sometimes the scary pictures can make you have you know can make you dream. Like I used to like to look at those. I used to like to look at those Chucky pictures. You know, Chucky. And then sometimes I be like scared, I'm like, Chucky, really? You scared of Chucky old as you are? I'm like, really? I'm like, so I don't want to be scared of Chucky. I want to be scared of Chucky. So let me see. Probably do a couple more, and then I'll wrap it up. Let's say, okay, what about if you're dreaming about something in your bedroom? One of the most common recurring dreams of childhood is that there is something scary in the bedroom. I never really had that. I know some kids, they're scared to go to sleep. They're scared to cut the lights off at night. I'm like, I think some of my grandkids, I think a couple of them were scared. I know my son told me, yeah, she's scared to go to bed because she, sleep with the light on. So I'm like, I guess you have to think of some incentive to keep them from, not being scared, you know. But they'll grow out of it. 9 times out of 10, a lot of times they grow out of it. In other words, something in the bedroom. And so your children seem to have fairly simple dreams that there is something coming to get them or something icky or scary in their room. Because these dreams repeat, it is easy to suspect that something is bothering or intimidating the child. In adults, bad dreams are often the result of feeling a lack of control over our circumstances. And it is sometimes the same for children. A new sibling in the house, the separation of parents, or friction among family members can all provoke nightmares in the child. So sometimes you think your child having nightmares and they're scared to go to sleep. Sometimes you definitely have to talk about it. Talk about it with them and see if you can get to the root of the problem. A lot of times, to me, like right now, I still like to keep my nightlight on. I keep my nightlight on, and like, sometimes my TV runs all night. So but it is what it is. And eventually, we'll grow out of those. Hopefully, we will grow out of being scared. And that's why sometimes I don't even sleep. I don't even look at a lot of scary pictures because when I look at this book and I see what those dreams mean, I'm like, oh no, really? And here go one right here, monsters. Children often dream of monsters. And sometimes a particular creature becomes a star menace in a number of nightmares. Some monsters may bear a disturbing resemblance to parents or appear in dreams after a time of conflict so that we can recognize ourselves in the child's dreams. Witches can sometimes represent the aspects of the mother that have worried the child. This doesn't mean the child hates his mother or is even objectively afraid of her. So in other words, the child is worried about the mother and the mother getting on the child, making sure the child do the right thing and keep talking, telling the child, do your homework, blah, blah, blah. And the child, next thing you know, the child start having dreams about monsters in their bed, scared to cut the lights off. So, so this book right here is, it seems like it's pretty much on point. Said these monster dreams show not only the scary side of the parent, but how startling and disturbing it is for the child to encounter this kind of energy. Think about it. Have you ever known a boss, a spouse, or a friend who got into cross moves when they were stressed, hungry, or tired? You probably learned not to try to talk sense with this person until he got back to normal. You may have instinctively developed a special way of coping with this alter ego and learn to tread warily whenever it showed up. Where children experience this phenomenon much more powerfully and literally than we do. The child's psyche is very attuned to when mommy is replaced by the scary witch or when both parents become shouting monsters arguing in the front seat of the car. Their dream monsters not only reflect the tension and fear they experience during conflict, but they dramatically show how frightening it is when the people we trust behave strangely. So, in other words, you're arguing in front of the kids, and sometimes this can make the child start having dreams of monsters in their room. They're scared to go to bed. So that's why it's not good, try to take, we need to try to take our arguments and, place them on the back burner when the kids are around. Some psychologists believe that children dream of these monsters because they are dependent on their parents and dare not dream anything bad about the people they rely on. But I suspect that the dreaming mind uses monsters and dreams not so much to disguise the parent as to reflect and illustrate the frightening qualities that have disturbed the child. So that's just, in other words, another one, a wild animal attack. One boy dreamed of a mean bull chasing him night after night. During the year, he was assigned to a particularly strict mathematics teacher who put great pressure on him. Another boy dreamed of a bear chasing him in the woods, and he would have to try to outwit the animal before he caught him and killed him. His family was always struggling financially and seemed to go through cycles of depression in which he felt his parents were not being parents. So, and then it says, their vulnerability as a family seemed to trigger the dreams of being out in the woods under the attack of something so big that it could not be overpowered, but could only be outwitted. So this is a good book right here. I don't know. Okay, you know what? This book right here, it is written by a doctor. So in other words, it is written by Gillian Holloway, PhD. So it may be some truth to these dreams. So these, they're analyzing the dreams. Mhm. So in other words, the dreams are being analyzed. hmm Wild animal attack, perfect monsters. You dream that you're flying. It gives you analysis for that. Dream that you're breathing underwater. Dreaming that you're becoming a superhero. So dream that you're becoming a superhero. In this dream, the youngster is faced with a terrible antagonist or evil force just when the situation becomes most hopeless. The dreamer transforms into a superhero, often a variation on a cartoon comic strip character. As the superhero, they bring their extraordinary powers to bear on the problem, manage to escape from harm, and sometimes get rid of the villain entirely. So it's something to read. I'm not gonna read too much more. And this is another one. This book right. It's a whole lot of it here. You dream that you have celebrity friends. Uh, you dream that you missed your flight. So it says in this dream you have crammed too many things into your luggage, fumbled to get to the airport and rushed into the terminal just when you thought you were over the hump. There is trouble with your ticket, seating, assignment, passport ID, or finances. In other words, you had a dream that you missed your flight. This dream is common to both men and women who are juggling responsibilities while trying to make connections they believe will advance their careers or happiness. Despite the disorganized frenzy on the way to the airport, the people who report this dream are typically well organized realists, not the kind of people to arrive late for a flight without a ticket and hope for the best. So I think I'm gonna stop right there. So this is a good book right here, The Complete Dream Book. So that's what I was reading out of, The Complete Dream Book. And it says, discover what your dreams reveal about you and your life. Gillian Holloway, PhD. Uh-huh. So like I said, I want to do some interviews on my channel. I want to do some interviews. I'll be doing some more interviews, podcasts, and different things. So, and this is another book I have, How to Dream Your Lucky Lotto Numbers. How to Dream Your Lucky Lotto Numbers. And then I have another book. These are some of the books I ordered off Amazon. This is Lucky Lottery Dream Pages. Books that I ordered off Amazon. And this book is written by, I don't see the author on here. It said Dreams and Your Lucky numbers meanings. Your lucky numbers, days and dates to play them on. So, that is. And cheers. So, I was just reading the book I was just reading there for dreams. So now, whatever when you're dreaming, um, so that's a good thing to be able to analyze your dreams and yeah, analyze your dreams. And it's good to know, good to analyze your dreams and know what your dreams mean. So so I always wanted to those, you know, my dream books. And so I wanted to, order those books so I know what what my dreams meant. So I don't dream a whole lot, but sometimes I know one time I did dream that I was falling off the bed. And most of the time, most of my dreams are, um, you know, me being somewhere and then I have to go to the bathroom. And then I just, get up and go to the bathroom. You know? Mm-hmm. Sour cream mixed with cottage cheese. And I'm just, in my little uh, home. This is what I call my little home studio. And what I do, I need to try to work on some more songs too at the same time. Uh, See, trying to find me a beat for my next song. That sounds like a good beat I can use. That sounds like a real good beat I can use. I have to get the words together. I started writing my next song, but I have to uh, get my finish writing it. Baby, 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 baby. Oh, I like that beat. Now that's nice. That sounds like a beat I can use. That definitely sounds like a beat I can use. Let me see if I can find another beat. Uh, that sounds like a good beat I can use. Let's see. I have to remember. Let me try another one. I love you and you love me. That sounds pretty good. There's some nice beats on here. My first two songs, this is where I got my beats from, right here, unbelievablebeats.com. So the beats are free. See, Dr. Hip Hop. I don't too much like that beat. But it's alright though. Let me see if I can find something else. Let me try one. See now, I will have to sing something kind of fast. Come back, baby, come back, baby. Baby, 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 baby. See, that's fast. Come back, baby, come back, baby. too fast. I really have to buckle down and get my words, write my words for my next song. Baby, come back, baby, come back, baby. Baby, 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 baby. No, I don't like that. Let me try another song. So did you all watch the Oscar program yesterday? It was very nice. They had Chris Rock and another gentleman opened up the show. So this little John bonus kit, baby. See, I have to take my time and find me a good beat for my next song. Let me try. Let me try a couple more. I'm about to wrap it up because it's getting a little late. Baby, come back, baby, come back, baby. Mm-mm. Let me try. Let me see what else we got right here. Let me try this one. Oh no, not that one. Some of these that you pick, you have to give your email address, and then they'll send the beat to you. They'll email the beat to you. But see, I don't have time for all that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This one is Deep from the Streets. Okay, here's the one. Let me try this one. Let me try one more. I'm gonna wrap it up, class, for the day. YouTubers, I'm gonna wrap it up. So thanks for joining me today. Let's see. I'm just got to take my time and probably tomorrow. It's getting a little late today. I got a late start today, so. Let's say it's the last one. Let me try this one. I'm gonna have to take my time so I can pick the right beat and finish writing my words. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe between now and the weekend. I like the fast beats, I like the fast beats. Let's try the Holy Triumph, the key. Let's try this one. See? It's one that I picked earlier. This one that I picked earlier, I think it was a couple days ago. I have to think about it's probably way up here somewhere. Oh, let me go on this side. See, I like my beats like this fast. Baby, 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 baby. Come back, baby, come back, baby. Those are just the preliminary words. This is just going to be my draft right here. So I'm going to have to finish writing my words and see what tone matches my voice. I have to match my voice with it, right? Come back, baby, come back, baby. So let me see, wholesome beats. Let me see. Let me try this last one. This went over 1 hour, so I don't want to work with this one. See my other song. I love you and you love me. I love you and you love me. Always so special to me. And then my other song. Love, love, love. I love you so, I love you so. We fell in love, we fell in love. I love you so, I love you so. We fell in love, we fell in love. I love you and you love me. Alright, class, I'm gonna wrap it up. YouTubers, I don't know why I keep saying class. I mean subscribers, YouTubers, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to come up with a new song, trying to find the right beat to match my tone, my voice. So I'm still working on it. So I'll see you, join me again. Same place, same time, same channel, County for Real. Got my earphones on, my laptop right here. I say I got my laptop right here. Trying to, my laptop right here, trying to, my laptop right here, trying to find the right beat for my next song. So thanks for joining me today, YouTubers. Meet me back here, same place, same channel, County for Real. This is Cheryle Hubbard Walker signing off. So I want to thank you for joining me today. Love, love, love. I love you so, I love you so. We fell in love, we fell in love. That sounds like a pretty nice beat that I could maybe use, but I'm gonna get it together. I might, come back again. I see you. Come back again, same place, same time, counting for real. So trying to get this beat together, trying to pick this right beat for this next song, trying to finish writing these words. But I want to say thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Same place, same time, same channel, counting for real. And I want to say you all have a good one.